Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of The Force of Flow. This is a special episode because I have a guest speaker with me. But before I get to that, I just wanted to let you guys know the topic of today's podcast is celebrating International Women's Day. So, what does this mean? We're celebrating gender equality. We're celebrating equal rights. We're celebrating the women who have been at the forefront of this fight for generations. And it's a very interesting time to take a look at where have we gotten? How far have we come? And when I was looking at this, I've been listening to the news lately. So we have Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand and Nicola Sturgeon of Scotland, prime ministers who have both resigned early this year. And I'm just saddened by that because the two of them, together with Angela Merkel, it seemed like we were finally gaining traction with regards to women in leadership positions. And now, again, we have two very high-profile women giving up their posts. Will there be somebody to step into their shoes? That is the question that I have. What do you guys think? Today's special guest is my daughter, Jessie Martins, who I asked to join me today because we've been talking about equal rights, about the environment, about politics, and she's seen me do this podcast and also why I've done it and where I've come to at a certain point. So, Jessie, I'm going to hand it over to you. Why don't you say hello to everybody?
Hello.
Great. So, Jessie, I heard you had a question for me.
What does this day mean to you?
You mean the International Women's Day?
Yes.
That's a great question, Jessie. Well, I guess in my time, it just means it's so important for women to be courageous, for women to step up, and sometimes to go left when everybody else is going right. And it's not always easy. It's kind of like, maybe I can say it like this. Sometimes you feel like you're in the upside down world. For any of you who have seen Stranger Things, this is a reference to that, where everybody seems to be, going and living in a very serene, very balanced, very harmonious world. And on the flip side, it doesn't quite look like that. But this is what I mean. So, Jessie, hopefully that answered your questions. I just hope that women are more courageous, that they share their voices, their experiences, and can stand together, because now it's more important than ever. So, Jessie, if I can ask you, since we're celebrating women on this day, who inspires you?
The person that inspires me most is Greta Thunberg, because she stands up to the world every Friday. It's also called Friday for Future, and she stands up, like I said, to the world and says things or good things to make the world a better place and tries to help the world be a better place.
Yeah, and how amazing that is. So, how do you take what she's trying to do? How do you spread this message?
When I grow up, I really want to make like a team, first of all, that helps the environment, first of all, to clean up trash and stuff for the environment. And second of all, at home, when there's electricity or the lights on and there's nobody there and it's not needed, then I find it just a waste, because one can use that electricity for something better or something else that one really needs it for. When one goes to a room, for example, and there's a window and there's light. But then you want to turn the light on because there's not enough light, apparently. But you don't need that because there's enough light coming from the window. And third of all, how I spread this message is I want to just try to tell people what they could do better, and maybe they could spread that word to their friends or family, and maybe they can do that, and maybe that'll help the environment to be a better place.
Wow, what an amazing idea. How would that make you feel if people started doing that because you started spreading this message?
I would be actually really proud and happy because we're doing something for this world. This world brought us life, energy, shelter, food, water. It brought us a lot of stuff. And we bring it, most of all, trash. And I want to just help that because on beaches especially, there's lots of trash everywhere. And then there are probably seagulls that want to eat that, think that's food, and then they die. But I've seen lots of videos of good people picking up lots of trash from the beach. Like a whole beach was full of trash, but now there's only sand and water because people know this is good for the environment if they help the environment or the world.
So it sounds like if people can be more courageous and caring and do something, maybe it's not popular and maybe it's not easy, but it's the right thing to do. Wow, what an awareness you have. That sounds great. So, Jesse, the last question I have for you today, and I've been pondering that myself. What are you going to tell people the next time someone says, you can't do that because you're a girl or a woman?
I would say that's not true.
And why would you say that?
Because women have abilities and men have their abilities. Together we make one. Women and girls have voices. No one is too small to make a difference.
That sounds like something Greta would say, yes?
Yes, I got that from one of her book titles.
Fantastic. Jesse, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
And also being my guest for this very unique episode.
You're welcome again.
Hopefully, I can welcome you back for a second episode. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesse Martins.
Goodbye.
So I want to thank you guys for joining us today. Again, as always, if you have any comments or experiences that you would like to share, tell us who your idol is or what this day means to you. Thank you guys, and may the force of flow be with you. Goodbye.